Hi there, I'm Ada, your English teacher. Do you want to speak with confidence, lose the fear, and sound natural? Stay with me, because in this channel, English is not just a subject, it's your superpower.
Podcast. Learn English while sleeping. Unlock your brain. Nightly English.
So what if I told you that you could actually learn English while your eyes are closed?
While your eyes are closed? Wow.
Right. Just imagine it for a second. You get into your bed, you pull up the soft blankets, you just close your eyes and you drift off to sleep.
Sounds very relaxing.
It really is. And then when you wake up the next morning, your English is just a little bit better than it was the day before.
That sounds incredible. I mean, no hard work at a desk.
Exactly. No hard work. You didn't take a difficult test. You just slept. It sounds like magic, doesn't it?
It really, really does sound like magic. Well, welcome everyone. We are so glad you are joining us today for this deep dive.
Yes, welcome. We are very happy you are here.
If you are learning English and maybe you feel a little tired from all the hard work, you are in the exact right place.
You definitely are. We are your English teachers.
And today we're going to talk about a very special, very relaxing method to help you improve your English.
And we want to promise you something right now. We are going to speak simply. We're going to speak slowly and clearly.
Right. We want you to understand the ideas easily, without feeling stressed.
Because we know you are adults. You have busy lives.
Oh, very busy.
You have jobs, you have families, you have big responsibilities. Finding the time to study a new language is very difficult.
It can feel completely exhausting.
Yeah, it really can. So our mission for today's deep dive is to give you a method that doesn't add more stress to your day.
I love that mission. Less stress is always better.
Right. We are going to explain exactly how your brain works at night.
And we're going to explore what you can actually learn while you sleep.
And we will be completely honest about what you cannot learn, because there are limits.
Yes, very important limit.
And most importantly, we will give you a simple step-by-step routine to start learning in your sleep tonight.
That is our plan. We want to give you real practical tools you can use right away.
Exactly. But before we get into the steps of this nighttime routine, we really need to understand the science.
We need to know why this actually works.
Right. And this brings up a really big question. A lot of people, including many of our adult students, think that, when they close their eyes and go to sleep, their learning completely stops.
I hear that all the time.
Yeah. They think the brain just turns off, like a television. You press the power button and the screen goes black. Or like a car engine.
But our brains don't actually turn off, do they?
No, not at all. In fact, that is one of the biggest misunderstandings about sleep.
Your brain never turns off.
Never. Even when your body is completely still and your eyes are resting, your brain is incredibly active. It is working very, very hard.
I like to think of the brain as a superhero that works the night shift.
Oh, a superhero working the night shift. I really love that image.
Yeah, because during the day, the superhero is busy helping us walk, talk, work, and read. It has a lot to do.
But what exactly is this superhero doing at night, while we are asleep in bed?
Well, it has a few very important jobs. Think about your house.
Okay, my house.
During the day, you live in your house, you cook food, you make a mess, you leave books on the table.
Definitely make a mess, yes.
Right, we all do. But at night, you need to clean the house so it is ready for the next day. The brain does something very similar to this.
So the brain cleans itself.
Yes. First, it cleans out bad chemicals that build up during the day. It actually washes the inside of your head, taking away all the waste.
Wow, that is amazing. So this is why you feel so fresh when you wake up after a good night of sleep.
Exactly. The brain washed away the tired chemicals.
So it is literally cleaning the physical space inside the brain. What else does the superhero do?
Second, it heals the body.
Like fixing things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you went for a long walk and your legs are tired, or maybe you have a small cut on your hand,
Right, right.
your brain sends signals while you sleep to fix those problems. It repairs the damage from the long day.
That makes a lot of sense.
But the third job, and this is the really important one for us as English learners, is that the superhero brain organizes your memories.
Organizes your memories. Okay, this is where the learning happens.
This is the magic part.
Right. Now, to understand this, we need to talk about how sleep actually works. Because we don't just, fall asleep and stay the exact same all night.
No, sleep changes.
Right, we move through different stages. A stage is just a part or a phase of something.
And there are two main stages of sleep we really need to talk about today.
Just two simple stages to remember. Deep sleep and light sleep.
Let's start with deep sleep. What is happening there?
Deep sleep is exactly what it sounds like. You are sleeping very heavily, very deep.
If someone tries to wake you up during deep sleep, you will feel very confused and tired.
Yes, very grumpy usually.
Yeah.
Your body is completely relaxed, but your brain is doing something amazing with all the information you learned during the day.
This reminds me of how a computer works.
Oh, that's a good comparison.
Yeah. Think about working on a computer during the day. Let's say you write a letter or you download a nice picture. It sits right there on your desktop screen, but it isn't completely safe yet.
Because it is just open on the screen.
Right. If the computer suddenly loses power, you might lose that file. You have to actively save it. You have to put it into a permanent folder.
That is a perfect way to explain it. When you study English during the day, you learn a new word.
Let's use an example.
Let's say you learn the word umbrella.
Umbrella, a good word.
Right. That new word is like a new file sitting on the desktop of your brain. It is there, but it is fragile. It is easy to lose.
You might forget it by dinner time.
Exactly. And deep sleep is the exact moment your brain hits the save button.
I see.
The superhero brain takes that new word, umbrella, and drags it into a safe, permanent folder.
We call this safe folder your long-term memory.
Long-term memory, meaning it stays there for a very long time, maybe even forever.
Scientists have a big name for this. They call it memory consolidation.
Consolidation. That's a big word.
Yeah, consolidation just means taking scattered, loose things and putting them together safely in one strong place.
But we don't need to worry about the big scientific words.
No, not at all. We just need to know that deep sleep is when your brain locks the new English words into your memory.
It saves the files.
Yes. If you don't get enough deep sleep, those new files, well, they just disappear. You wake up and the word umbrella is just gone.
Wow. That explains why studying all night and not sleeping before a big test is a terrible idea.
The worst idea.
Because you never give your brain the chance to hit save. You never save the files.
Exactly right.
Okay, so deep sleep is for saving the information we already studied during the day. But earlier, we talked about learning new things while we sleep.
We did.
How is that possible? If the brain is so busy saving old files, how can it hear anything new?
That brings us to the second stage. Light sleep.
Light sleep.
Yes. Light sleep happens when you first fall asleep. And it also happens at different times throughout the whole night.
So we go back and forth between deep and light sleep.
Yes, exactly. During light sleep, you are resting, but you aren't buried deep under. You can wake up much more easily.
Right, like if a dog barks outside.
Or if a loud car drives past the window, you might open your eyes.
Exactly. And the reason you wake up is because during light sleep, your brain is like an open door.
An open door. I love that.
Yeah. In deep sleep, the door is locked tight. Nobody gets in. But in light sleep, the doors open just a little bit.
The brain is still listening to the outside world.
Why does the brain do that? I mean, why not just lock the door all night and get some good rest?
Well, it goes back thousands of years. Think about early humans.
People living a long, long time ago.
Right. When early humans slept outside, they needed to hear if a dangerous animal was coming in the dark.
Oh, like a bear or a tiger.
Yes. Their bodies needed to rest, but their ears had to stay alert to keep them safe. They had to listen for the tiger.
That is fascinating.
And we still have that exact same brain today. Our ears are always acting like security guards. They are listening to the environment, even when our eyes are completely closed. That makes so much sense. So, because the brain's door is slightly open during light sleep, it can hear things.
It hears everything.
It can hear a dog bark. It can hear rain falling outside the window. And it can hear softly spoken English words.
Yes, it can. If you play quiet, simple English audio while you are in light sleep, those words travel right through that open door.
And the superhero brain hears them.
It hears them. It doesn't analyze them deeply, like it doesn't think really hard about them, but it registers the sounds. It catches them.
This is so interesting. So in light sleep, the open door lets the English sounds in. And then in deep sleep, the brain organizes and saves the English words we practiced during the day.
That is the perfect summary.
But let's pause here for a minute because I need to bring up a very real struggle.
Okay, what is the struggle?
I know so many adult learners who try listening to English, whether they are awake or asleep, and they just feel incredibly frustrated.
Oh, yes. Frustration is very common. They tell us, I listen to the audio, but I don't understand everything. It just sounds like fast noise, and honestly, it makes me feel dumb.
I am so glad you brought that up. It is a very normal feeling.
It really is.
Think about it. As adults, we are used to understanding our world. When we read a newspaper in our native language, we understand it perfectly.
Right.
When we watch the news on television, we understand it. So when we listen to English and we don't understand, we feel like we are failing.
It feels terrible.
But I want every person listening to us right now to hear this very clearly. It is completely normal not to understand everything at first.
Completely normal.
You are not failing.
I really want to emphasize that. Please do not be hard on yourself. But Ian, sorry, my friend, why is it normal?
Well, if we are listening, shouldn't we understand?
Yeah, why don't we understand right away?
We have to understand how the brain learns anything new. The superhero brain is a pattern-finding machine.
A pattern. What's the pattern exactly?
A pattern is simply something that repeats over and over again in a very predictable way.
Okay, like what?
Think about the seasons of the year. Spring, summer, autumn, winter. That is a pattern. It happens the same way every year.
I see.
The brain loves patterns because patterns make the world feel safe. They make the world easy to understand. And languages are just giant systems of patterns.
So the English language has its own sound patterns. It has a specific rhythm, almost like a piece of music.
Yes, exactly like music. Think about hearing a new song on the radio for the very first time.
Okay, a brand new song.
You are driving in your car, the radio is on, and a new song plays. What happens?
Well, the first time I hear it, I usually don't know what the singer's saying at all.
Right.
The music and the voices sort of blend together into noise. I might notice the beat of the drums or maybe a guitar, but I definitely can't sing along. I don't know the lyrics.
Exactly. It's just a new, strange noise to your brain. It doesn't know the pattern yet. But what happens if you drive your car the next day and that exact same song comes on the radio again?
The second time. Well, I notice it right away. I think, oh, I have heard this song before.
You recognize it.
I still don't know the words, but the rhythm feels a little bit familiar. The melody isn't a total surprise anymore.
And what if you hear it every single day for 2 whole weeks?
Oh, by the end of 2 weeks, I am singing the chorus loudly. I know exactly when the music will get loud and when it will get quiet. I know the words. The pattern is completely stuck in my head.
This is the exact journey your brain takes with a new language.
The exact same journey.
Yes. The very first time you listen to English audio, it will sound like that new song on the radio. It will sound like noise.
Just strange sounds.
You won't know where one word ends and the next word begins, but if you listen again and again, especially while you sleep, when your brain is very relaxed and receptive, your brain starts to hear the pattern.
It finds the rhythm.
Yes. Your brain starts to recognize the tune of the English language.
That is a beautiful way to think about it.
So when you wake up and hear English during the day, it doesn't sound like a strange, scary noise anymore. It sounds familiar. It sounds like a song you've heard before.
That changes everything. If you are listening to English and you feel lost, you shouldn't be angry with yourself.
Not at all.
You should just say, my brain is just learning the tune. You don't have to understand every single word today. You just need to let your brain hear the music of the language.
Exactly. Just give your superhero brain time to find the pattern.
Yes, give it time.
Now, having said all of that, we need to be very honest about this sleep learning method. We really need to manage expectations.
Yes, let's talk about expectations. That means knowing the difference between what we hope will happen and what will actually happen in reality.
Right. We want to be clear so you don't feel disappointed later.
Because sleep learning is a real scientific tool. But as we said at the beginning, it's not actually magic.
Right. You cannot just put a difficult English audiobook on your phone, go to sleep, and wake up speaking perfect, fluent English the next morning.
That would be nice. But it doesn't work that way.
It doesn't. There are strict limits to what the brain can do when it is resting.
Let's get very specific for our listeners. What is something you absolutely cannot learn while you are sleeping?
You cannot learn complex grammar while you sleep.
Grammar. Okay.
Grammar is the set of rules for how a language works. Learning grammar requires logic. It requires your conscious, awake brain to think, compare, and solve problems.
It is very similar to doing mathematics, isn't it?
Very similar. You can't learn how to do hard math while you are asleep.
That makes total sense.
Right.
Let's use a simple English example. Let's talk about the past tense.
Good idea.
In English, we have the past simple tense, like this sentence. I lived in London for 2 years.
I lived.
Right, and we have the present perfect tense. I have lived in London for 2 years.
Now, those two sentences mean different things.
They do.
I lived in London means you don't live there anymore. The action is finished. Over.
Yes.
But I have lived in London means you still live there right now. The action continues.
And to understand that difference, you have to really think about time. You have to focus.
Yes, you do.
Your sleeping brain is not going to figure out the difference between I lived and I have lived. It isn't solving grammar puzzles while you dream.
Correct. So grammar is out. You can't learn it while sleeping.
Got it. What else?
The second thing you cannot do while you sleep is practice active speaking.
Well, of course not. To speak, you have to physically move your mouth.
You have to move a lot of things.
You have to use your tongue, your lips, your teeth, and your breath to make the specific sounds of English. You have to build muscle memory.
Yes, your mouth needs physical practice, just like learning to play a sport.
Like tennis.
Right. You can't learn to play tennis by sleeping, and you can't learn to physically speak by sleeping either. Your body needs to be awake and moving.
Okay, so we can't learn grammar rules, and we can't actively practice speaking. I will admit, that sounds a little bit disappointing.
It does a little.
But let's look at the bright side. What can we learn? Why are we actually doing this?
The benefits are actually huge.
Oh, good. Tell me.
The first major thing you can learn and improve while you sleep is your vocabulary.
Vocabulary. That means the individual words.
Yes. The names of objects, names of actions, adjectives to describe things, big, small, red, blue.
Why can we learn vocabulary but not grammar?
Because vocabulary is very different from grammar. Grammar is logic, but vocabulary is just association.
Association, meaning connecting two things together.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is connecting a sound to a meaning. Your sleeping brain is very, very good at this.
Oh, I see.
If you listen to simple, single English words while you sleep, your brain catches them through that open door in light sleep, and then it files them away during deep sleep.
So if I study a list of words during the day, let's say words about food.
Food is a great topic.
Apple, bread, cheese, water. If I struggle to remember them during the day, but then I play an audio recording of those exact words while I sleep, they will be easier to remember the next day.
Exactly. The sleep audio strengthens the connection. It makes the words stick firmly in your long-term memory.
That is wonderful.
When you wake up, those food words will feel much more familiar. They will be easier to recall when you need to order food in a restaurant.
That is incredibly helpful. Memorizing words is often the hardest part for adult learners. There are just so many words.
You really are.
What is the second thing we can learn while we sleep?
The second big benefit is improving your listening skills.
Listening skills.
This goes back to our music analogy. When you play English audio while you sleep, your brain is absorbing the rhythm, the flow, and the natural pronunciation of the words.
Pronunciation is how a word is supposed to sound when you say it. And English is tricky because, well, the spelling often doesn't match the sound at all.
Very true. English spelling can be very confusing.
Very confusing.
By listening while you sleep, your ears are getting lots of practice hearing the correct native sounds. You are training your ears to recognize where one word stops and the next word begins.
Picking up the pattern again.
Yes. This makes it much, much easier to understand native speakers when you are awake, because your brain already knows the rhythm.
So, sleep learning is amazing for memorizing vocabulary and training our ears to understand the sounds.
It is a very powerful tool.
But wait, I have to ask you a question.
Okay, ask me.
If I could learn vocabulary and listening skills all night long, in my warm, comfortable bed, can I just throw away my grammar books?
Throw them away.
Yeah, can I stop studying during the day and just sleep my way to learning perfect English?
I know you want the answer to be yes, but the answer is definitely no.
Oh, man.
You cannot skip your daytime study. Sleep learning is a tool. It is an assistant. Think of it like taking a daily vitamin.
A vitamin? Okay, let's unpack that. I take vitamins in the morning.
Right. Vitamins are very good for you. They make your body strong and healthy. But you cannot survive by only eating vitamins.
No, I would be very hungry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You still have to eat real solid food during the day. You have to eat your vegetables, your proteins, and your fruits.
I see. So the daytime studying, the reading, the writing, the active speaking practice, that is the real food. That is the main meal.
Yes. Studying awake is the main meal.
And the sleep learning.
The sleep learning is just the vitamin you take to support the meal. It makes the meal work better.
The sleep audio helps you remember what you studied while you were awake.
Exactly. You need both to be successful.
That is a brilliant way to explain it. Okay, I will keep my grammar books. I won't stop studying during the day.
Good. Please keep them.
But I am definitely going to add this vitamin to my daily routine.
You really should.
So I think it is time we get to the really practical part of our deep dive. We understand the science, we understand the expectations. How do we actually do it? Let's walk through the exact steps.
We have broken this down to 7 simple steps.
7 steps. Nice and easy.
If you follow these 7 steps, you will create the perfect environment for your superhero brain to learn while you sleep.
Okay, I have my notebook ready. What is step 1?
Step number 1 is Prepare your material.
The material is the audio you are going to listen to, the sound files.
Yes. And the most important rule here is that the audio must be simple and slow.
Simple and slow.
Remember, you are trying to relax your brain, not stress it out. If you choose an audio track that is very fast or uses highly complicated academic words, your brain will struggle. It will be too much work.
It's like trying to lift a very heavy weight while you were lying down in bed. It's just too hard.
Much too hard.
You should not listen to the fast daily news. You should not listen to a fast-paced action movie. Choose audio that matches your level. If you are a beginner, choose beginner material.
And here is a fantastic idea for step 1. You don't even have to buy expensive audio programs.
Really?
No, you can actually record your own material.
Record my own voice. How would I do that, and why does it work?
Almost every mobile phone has a simple voice recording app. It is usually free.
Yes, I have one on my phone.
You open the app, and you take the vocabulary list you are studying that week. Let's say you are learning words for clothes. Clothes. Okay. You hold your phone, and you speak the words in English very slowly and very clearly. You say, shirt, shirt, pants, shoes, shoes.
You leave a little silence between each word.
Yes, give the brain time to process it. You save that recording on your phone. And the reason this works so beautifully is that your brain completely trusts your own voice.
Oh, that makes sense.
It is the most familiar, safe sound in the entire world to you. When your sleeping brain hears your own voice speaking English, it pays close attention, but it stays perfectly relaxed.
That is such a smart trick. It's completely free, and it helps you practice your pronunciation while you record it during the day.
Yes, it is double practice.
Okay, so step 1 is prepare your simple, slow audio. That leads us directly to the physical setup.
Yes. Step number 2 is set up your environment.
Your environment is the room around you, specifically your bedroom.
The space where you sleep has to be designed for good sleep first. Before we worry about English, we have to worry about rest.
How do we do that?
Make sure your bedroom is as dark as possible. Make sure it's a comfortable temperature. And most importantly, you need to manage the noise.
Right. The English audio needs to be delivered in the right way. How should we listen to it? Should we put our phone under our pillow?
Oh no, please don't put the phone under your pillow. That can be dangerous for the phone battery.
Good point.
You can use a small speaker placed on a table next to your bed, or you can use headphones. But there is a very strict rule for step 2.
A strict rule. What is it?
Volume must be very, very low.
The volume is how loud the sound is. It needs to be soft. Why does it have to be so quiet?
Because if the audio is loud, it will force your brain to wake up. Remember the open door during light sleep?
Yes, listening for the tiger.
That door is very sensitive. A loud voice will act like an alarm clock. You want the volume to be so low that it sounds like a whisper in the distance.
Just a whisper.
It should sound like someone talking gently in the next room.
That sounds very peaceful. But you mentioned headphones. Many adults find wearing regular headphones in bed very uncomfortable.
They can be.
If you sleep on your side, hard plastic headphones can press into your ear and cause a lot of pain. We definitely don't want pain while we sleep.
That's very true. If you want to use headphones, I highly recommend looking online for something called sleep headphones.
What are sleep headphones? How are they different?
They look like a soft cloth headband. You wear it around your head, over your ears, like you are wearing a soft winter hat.
Oh, I see.
Inside the soft cloth, there are very thin, flat speakers. You can lie on your side, put your head on your pillow, and you won't feel any hard plastic at all. They are wonderful for sleep learning.
That sounds incredibly cozy. I might get some of those just for sleeping.
They are very comfortable.
Okay, so we have our slow audio, we have a dark room, and we have our soft sleep headphones on. The volume is low. This brings us to a really important question about time.
Yes. Step number 3 is timing. Timing means exactly when you choose to do this.
I shouldn't just turn the audio on at 5 o'clock in the afternoon and leave it playing until morning, right?
No.
When is the exact right moment to press play?
The exact right moment is right when you get into bed and you feel yourself getting tired. When your eyes start to feel heavy and your body is relaxing into the mattress, that is when you press play.
And how long should the audio play? Should it run for 8 hours straight while I sleep?
Why not? More English is better, right?
Not while you sleep. If audio plays all night long, your brain never gets pure silence. And your superhero brain needs pure silence to enter deep sleep properly and save those files we talked about earlier.
Oh, right. The save button.
If it hears talking all night, the superhero gets confused and very tired. It never gets a break.
So how do we stop the audio after we fall asleep? I won't be awake to turn it off.
Almost every audio app on your phone, whether it's a music app or a podcast app, has a feature called a sleep timer.
A sleep timer.
You set the timer for 30 minutes or a maximum of 1 hour. I usually say 30 minutes. So you get into bed, press play, and set the timer for 30 minutes.
Exactly. Why 30 minutes? Because it takes most adults about 15 to 20 minutes to actually fall asleep.
That is true.
While you are falling asleep and while you enter that first stage of light sleep with the open door, the audio is playing. Your brain catches the words.
And
Then, as you sink down deeper into deep sleep, the timer turns the audio off. The room becomes completely quiet. The superhero brain can now do its filing work in peace.
that is such an elegant system. You catch the light sleep with the English, and you protect the deep sleep with silence. It's a perfect balance.
It really is perfect.
All right, we are moving along. We are ready for step number 4.
Step number 4 is consistency.
Consistency is a big word, but a very important concept.
Yes,
It means doing something regularly in the exact same way without stopping. It means forming a habit.
If you do the sleep learning method one time on a Tuesday and then you don't do it again for 2 whole weeks, it will not work.
You won't.
No, your brain will not learn the pattern. To learn the tune of the English language, your brain needs to hear the music repeatedly, day after day.
It's just like going to the gym to exercise. If you lift heavy weights for 1 hour on January 1st and then you never go back, your muscles won't get stronger. You have to go regularly.
Exactly. Or like watering a plant. You have to give the plant a little bit of water every day. You can't just dump a huge bucket of water on it once a month.
The plant will die.
Yes. I like to think of the famous story of the tortoise and the hare.
Oh, the old story.
The hare is the fast rabbit. The rabbit runs very, very fast for a few minutes, gets tired, and goes to sleep on the side of the road.
Right.
The tortoise is the slow turtle. The turtle never runs fast, but he takes one step every single day, over and over. He never stops. He is consistent.
And who wins?
In the end, the slow, consistent turtle wins the race.
When you are learning English as an adult, you want to be the turtle.
Yeah.
Take small, steady steps every day. Listen to your 30 minutes of slow audio every single night. Let the consistency do the hard work for you.
Which leads us perfectly into step number 5. If we want to be consistent, we need to build a strong system around our sleep.
Okay, step 5.
Step 5 is create an ideal nighttime routine.
A routine is a series of actions you do in the exact same order every day. Having a nighttime routine sends a powerful signal to your brain.
It tells the superhero, the busy day is over, it is time to slow down, it is time to prepare for rest.
This is perhaps my favorite step because it improves not just your English, but your whole life. You will feel so much better.
We want to design a perfect, relaxing bedtime routine for you. And the very first rule of this routine is about technology.
Yes. You must avoid looking at screens before bed. No mobile phones, no tablets, no laptops, and no television.
This is difficult for many people.
It is very difficult. Most of us love to scroll on our phones or watch a funny show in bed.
But we have to explain why this is so bad for your sleep and your learning.
It comes down to light. Screens emit a specific type of bright light called blue light. But why does the color of the light matter so much to our brain? Light is just light, right?
No, the brain treats different light very differently. Again, we have to look back at human history.
Back to the early humans.
For thousands and thousands of years, early humans lived outside. The only time they ever saw bright blue light was when they looked up at the sky in the middle of the day.
Oh, the blue sky.
Right. The brain learned a very strict rule. Bright blue light equals daytime. It means be awake, hunt for food, be active.
Oh, wow. So when I lie in bed at 11 o'clock at night and I hold my bright phone right in front of my face.
You are holding a tiny blue sky next to your eyes.
A tiny blue sky.
Your eyes see the light, send a message to your brain, and your brain says, wait, the sun is up, it's noon, wake up everybody, the day has started.
It completely stops producing the chemicals that make you feel sleepy.
That is incredible and terrible for our sleep. So for our perfect nighttime routine, we need to put the tiny blue skies away. Yes. Turn off your screens at least 1 hour before you want to sleep.
So, no screens. What do we do instead for that hour?
This is the second part of the routine. You should start with something calming. Keep the lights in your room very dim, not bright.
You can listen to calming music without any words. Or you can listen to a peaceful story or podcast in your native language.
Not English yet.
Right, just something in your own language to help your mind let go of the day's stress.
Many adults love to listen to nature sounds. The sound of rain falling or wind in the trees or ocean waves crashing on the beach.
Those are lovely.
These sounds naturally lower your heart rate. They make your breathing slow down and get deep.
Okay, so let's picture it. The screens are off, the room is dark, you are listening to rain sounds, your body feels heavy and relaxed. Then we reach the third part of the routine, the transition.
The transition, when you feel that deep sleepiness coming, when you can barely keep your eyes open, that is the perfect moment.
What do?
You turn off the rain sounds, you put on your soft sleep headphones, you start your simple English audio, you set your 30-minute sleep timer, and you drift away.
Let's summarize that beautiful routine so it's perfectly clear for everyone listening.
Good idea.
Part 1. Turn off all screens 1 hour before bed. Part 2. Relax in dim light with soft music or rain sounds. Part 3. When you are sleepy, switch to your simple English audio, set the timer, and close your eyes.
If you do this consistently, you will sleep better than you have in years, and your brain will absorb the language so smoothly.
It's a wonderful feeling to wake up rested. Now, we're ready for step number 6, and this step is about the psychology of learning.
Step 6 is use positive affirmations.
Affirmations. That is another big word. Affirmations are simply positive sentences. They are kind, encouraging words you say to yourself. And we need to talk about why this is so critical for adult learners.
When adults learn a new language, they often feel very vulnerable. They make mistakes in front of people. They forget simple words.
It can be embarrassing.
Because of this embarrassment, many adults develop a very negative inner voice.
Yes, the voice inside their head.
When they're lying in bed, thinking about their long day, they might say to themselves, I am too old to learn this. English is too hard. I sound stupid when I speak.
That negative voice is so damaging. If you fall asleep thinking, I am bad at English, your superhero brain listens to that command.
It believes whatever you tell it.
It thinks, okay, we are bad at this, so there is no point in trying to save these memory files.
Yeah.
We have to stop that negative voice immediately.
Exactly. You must replace the negative thoughts with positive affirmations. Instead of listening only to vocabulary lists, you can create an audio track of simple, positive English sentences.
And listen to that.
Yes. Your relaxed brain will hear these happy, encouraging words as you fall asleep, and it will start to truly believe them.
It builds your confidence from the inside out. Let's give our listeners some exact examples of these affirmations.
Please do.
I will say a sentence slowly, and I want you, the listener, to really think about what it means. Ready? I am learning English every day.
I am learning English every day. That is a true statement. Even small steps count as learning.
Here's another one. I am getting better at English.
I'm getting better at English. It focuses on progress, not being perfect.
How about this? It is okay to make mistakes. Mistakes help me learn.
It is okay to make mistakes. Mistakes help me learn. This removes the terrible fear of speaking.
And finally, the best one. I believe in myself.
I believe in myself. That is the most powerful sentence of all.
You can record yourself saying these positive sentences in English. Play them on a loop for 5 or 10 minutes as you fall asleep. Your brain absorbs the positivity.
It lowers your stress. And a brain with low stress is a brain that is ready to learn.
Which brings us to our final step. Step number 7. Track your progress.
To track means to watch something closely over time to see how it changes. We need to measure our success.
But if we are learning while we sleep, how do we track the results during the day? We don't take tests.
You won't wake up one morning and suddenly speak fluent English. The progress is going to be very small and very subtle. So you need to keep a small notebook or a piece of paper right next to your bed. Or maybe on your kitchen table.
Okay, a small notebook.
During your normal day, I want you to notice the tiny changes. Pay attention to moments of surprise.
For example, maybe you are watching a movie in English, and suddenly the actor says a phrase and you understand it immediately.
Yes, you didn't even have to translate it in your head. It just made sense.
Or maybe you are reading an email at work, and you see a vocabulary word that you usually forget. But today, the meaning just pops into your head effortlessly. You think, wait a minute, that was on my sleep audio playlist.
When those moments happen, that is your proof. The method is working. You take your notebook, you write down the date, and you write down the small victory. Write down the exact word you remembered.
Keeping this notebook keeps you motivated. When you have a bad day and feel like you aren't learning anything, you can just open the notebook.
You can look at all the small victories and remind yourself that you are making progress. You are moving forward.
Let's do a very quick review of the 7 steps so they're fresh in our minds.
For good review.
Number 1, prepare simple, slow material like your own recorded voice.
Number 2, set up a dark, quiet environment with comfortable headphones and a very low volume.
Number 3, timing. Set a 30-minute timer right as you fall asleep.
Number 4, consistency. Be the slow turtle. Do it every night.
Number 5, the routine. No screens, relax with rain sounds, then start the audio.
Number 6, use positive affirmations to build your confidence.
And number 7, track your small victories in a notebook.
You have the complete system now. But before we move on to building the actual audio playlist, I want to address a question I know some really ambitious adult students are thinking right now.
Oh, I know exactly what you're going to ask because I used to be this exact type of student.
Yes, many adults think this way.
Some people might think, okay, the simple audio is fine for beginners. But I am an adult and I want to learn fast. I want to be challenged. Can I listen to a complex English debate or a fast science lecture? I want to push my brain to work harder while I sleep.
It is a very logical question, but I have to gently tell you, please do not do this. Do not try to challenge your sleeping brain.
Why not?
Yeah.
If I want to learn faster, shouldn't I use harder material?
Because your brain will react to difficult, fast audio the same way it reacts to a threat.
A threat, like danger.
Yes. If a fast, loud voice starts debating complex topics in your ear, the superhero brain gets confused and stressed. It thinks, what is happening? There is an emergency. And what does it do in an
Oh,
emergency?
it wakes you up.
Exactly. It pulls you out of deep sleep. It forces your eyes open. And waking up in the middle of the night, losing your deep sleep, is the worst thing you can possibly do for your learning.
Remember the safe folder on the computer. If you keep waking up, the computer keeps crashing. The brain never gets the quiet time it needs to save the vocabulary files.
Sleep must always be the priority. Health comes first. If you don't sleep, you won't learn.
The audio must feel easy, safe, and gentle.
If a track makes you feel tense, delete it. If the speaker talks too fast, find a different speaker. Never sacrifice your sleep for an English lesson.
That is a very important warning. Prioritize the rest. All right, we understand the rules and we have our environment set up perfectly. Now let's talk about the specific content. In step 1, we said to choose material. But what exactly should that material look like? Let's help our students build their actual sleep playlist.
A playlist is just a collection of audio tracks that play one after another. Since we have 30 minutes on our timer, we can mix a few different things together. Let's explore 4 excellent types of content you can put on your sleep playlist.
The first type of content, and probably the most effective, is vocabulary lists organized by theme.
We talked a little bit about this earlier, but let's dive deeper. Why is the theme so important? A theme means the words are all connected to one specific topic or category.
It's important because the brain learns by grouping things together. If I give you a list of random words like elephant, blue, television, quickly, apple, the brain doesn't know where to file them.
No, they don't belong together.
It's too much work to organize.
But if all the words share a theme, the brain builds a single folder for them. Let's imagine a playlist themed around the house. The audio would sound like this, spoken very slowly. Kitchen, kitchen, table, table, window, window, door, door.
As the brain hears those words, it easily visualizes walking through a house. You could do a theme for travel, airport.passport.hotel.luggage.ticket.
Or a theme for feelings. Happy, sad, tired, excited.
Recording these themed lists in your own voice is a perfect way to spend 10 minutes of your 30-minute playlist. Now, what is the second type of content?
The second type is simple conversations.
This moves us from single words to whole sentences. But remember the rule. It must be simple and slow.
You can find these simple conversations on many language learning apps or in graded reading audiobooks. Graded means the material is specifically written for learners at different levels. The speakers are professional actors who know how to speak clearly.
What does a good, simple conversation sound like for sleep learning?
It should be a friendly, everyday chat between two people. No drama, no shouting, no complex arguments, just normal life.
For example, good morning, how are you today? Good morning, I'm doing very well, thank you. The sun is shining.
Yeah.
Yes, it is a beautiful day. Would you like a cup of coffee?
I would love a cup of coffee. With milk, please.
That is perfect. Hearing those whole sentences helps the brain understand context. Context means the situation where the words are normally used.
The brain hears the polite tone. It hears the natural rhythm of a question going up at the end and an answer coming down. It learns the music of everyday interaction.
It's comforting, too. Two friendly voices having coffee is a very relaxing thing to fall asleep to. So we have vocabulary lists, and we have simple conversations. The third type of content on our playlist is one we already discussed, but it deserves to be on the list. positive affirmations.
We truly can't suggest this enough. 10 minutes of affirmations will change your whole mindset.
Hearing a slow, calm voice saying, "You are capable, you are learning, you are doing a great job." It is like having a supportive teacher sitting next to your bed telling you that everything is going to be all right.
We all need that kind of support, especially as adults trying to do something difficult.
We really do. And finally, the fourth type of content you can add to your playlist, relaxing audio stories.
There's a whole world of audio created specifically to help adults fall asleep. Many of these are simple, descriptive stories. They aren't exciting stories with action and mystery. They're stories where almost nothing happens.
Right. You don't want a story with a big surprise ending that wakes you up. You want a story about someone taking a slow walk through a quiet forest.
The narrator will speak in a very low, slow voice. They will describe the green trees, the soft dirt under their feet, the smell of pine needles. They use very simple adjectives. The tree is tall, the air is cool, the sky is dark.
These stories are wonderful because they mix the English language with the feeling of deep relaxation. Your brain associates the English words with feeling safe and sleepy. You can also look for guided sleep meditations in simple English.
A meditation might focus on your body. The voice will say, relax your shoulders, take a deep breath, relax your hands, let your legs feel heavy. You are learning the English vocabulary for body parts while simultaneously relaxing your muscles. It is a perfect combination.
So you can mix and match these four tools, 10 minutes of vocabulary, 10 minutes of a simple conversation, and 10 minutes of a relaxing story. Set your timer, close your eyes, and let the superhero brain take over.
We have covered so much ground today.
We really have.
We explored the deep science of memory. We talked about how the brain searches for patterns, like listening to a new song on the radio.
We were honest about what sleep learning can and cannot do, reminding you that you still need your daytime grammar food alongside your nighttime vitamins.
And we built a comprehensive step-by-step routine to make it all work safely and easily.
It is a lot of information, but the core idea is incredibly simple. Create a quiet space, play slow English, and let yourself rest.
As we bring this deep dive to a close, we want to summarize the 3 golden rules of our classroom. If you want this to work, you must remember these 3 things. Rule number 1, stay patient.
Patience is everything. Patience means understanding that a small seed doesn't become a huge tree overnight. You will not see perfect results tomorrow. You have to be willing to wait for the progress to show.
Rule number 2, be consistent.
Be the turtle. Do this routine every single night. Make it a part of your daily life, just like brushing your teeth. The repetition is where the magic lives.
And rule number 3, combine this nighttime method with your active daytime practice.
Do not throw away your books. Study in the day, sleep with the audio at night. Use both sides of your brain, the active, focused side and the relaxed, open side.
My friend, before we say goodbye, I know you wanted to share a final message with our listeners today.
Yes, I do. Listeners, I want you to hear this directly from me. Learning a new language as an adult is one of the bravest, most difficult things you can choose to do. It is a long, winding journey. It is like climbing a huge, tall mountain.
And climbing a mountain makes you very tired.
It makes you extremely tired. It is completely okay if you feel exhausted sometimes. It is completely normal if you feel frustrated when you forget a word or when a native speaker talks too fast and you don't understand. But please, do not give up. Do not stop walking up the mountain.
Every single step matters.
Every step matters. The 10 minutes you spend reading on your lunch break matters. The simple podcasts you listen to on the train matters. And yes, the gentle audio you play while you're dreaming in your bed matters. Every new word your brain catches is a victory.
You need to celebrate those victories. Be proud of yourself. If you understand one new sentence today that you didn't understand yesterday, you are succeeding.
Be kind to yourself. You are an adult with a complicated, busy life. The fact that you are taking time to improve yourself, to learn something new, is wonderful. Trust the process. Trust your superhero brain. You are getting better every single day, even when you can't see it immediately. You are doing a fantastic job, and we are so proud to be your teachers.
That is exactly right. Keep going. Now, as we finish our lesson for today, I want to leave you with a final thought, a quiet question for you to think about tonight. When the screens are off, the room is dark, and you pull the soft blankets up,
What should they think about?
ask yourself this. What is the one simple English word or phrase you'll choose to whisper to yourself tonight, right before you drift off into a smart learning sleep?
Sweet dreams, everyone. Keep learning and keep resting.